Hey there, it's Dr. Fee, and today we're talking about the number one thing that is getting in your way, stopping you from getting out of burnout, embracing the life you truly want, and it's not what you think. Stay tuned. Hello, it's Dr. Fee, and I'm thrilled to be here with you today. And we're talking about what the number one thing that is getting in your way. And now that might be in your way of healing, in your way of success, in your way of abundance, of freedom, of joy, of deep, loving, connected relationships. What's the number one thing that's getting in your way? And look, the great pleasure I have is that I get to speak to women who are suffering in burnout every single day. I have these powerful conversations. I get a great insight as to what women who are experiencing burnout are dealing with. And constantly I'm hearing stories of how, like, seemingly it doesn't matter if the blood tests are all normal. They've worked with functional medicine practitioners, the integrative doctors for 2.5 years. They haven't been using contraception for 5 years. They can't fall pregnant. For other women, it might be these frustration at work. They're doing everything right. They get good feedback. They have conversations. They are trying to assert for themselves, but they still don't get that promotion. And as a result, feel quite undervalued, disrespected, and frustrated because it's like this invisible barrier that they're coming up against that is blocking further success. For others, it may be that real deep frustration because they've got such severe medical conditions, complaints, illnesses, or symptoms like severe exhaustion. It doesn't matter how I eat. I'm eating healthy, Dr. Fee. I'm doing my best with exercise if I can, and I'm cutting back on as much stress as I can. I've worked with 15 different practitioners. I've done this expensive testing. And yet I still have to recover and spend my days on the weekends recovering to recoup so that I can then take a deep breath and start all over on Monday. And for others, it might be in the relationship. You know, we choose our partners, we go through great adventures with them, and what can seemingly happen is that this is, again, an invisible barrier comes up that creates distancing, and you can feel it. Women can feel it. It's like, I'm losing him. Or worse, I feel like I'm going to make a big decision and jeopardize that. But it's not what I want, and I don't know what I'm coming up against. There's something that's getting in the way. We've tried counseling, we've tried this, and it's just not working. I'm still finding myself sitting on the couch in my television room, and he's sitting on the couch in his television room. We're not really connecting. Why? And all of this can create a real deep sense of frustration, powerlessness, a sense of, is it endless? Is this how it's going to be? A sense of confusion, sense of overwhelm, disappointment, and deep, deep sadness. And it's really frustrating, especially, a lot of the women I speak to are just like who I speak to are just like me, highly driven, perfectionist type, overachievement, overexerting self, and this is the thing. It's like highly intelligent. I know what I need to be doing. I know I've done everything that I know I can do, and yet I still can't figure this one out. And this is the thing. The other beautiful aspect of my job is that I get to have really deeply transformative healing conversations with my clients that can completely propel them in a different direction and help them to manifest instantaneously the results that they're after. So what do I mean by that? Well, look, the number one thing that gets in your way to healing, health, success, abundance is you. And I'm not here to beat you up, and I don't want you, to take this the wrong way at all. That's not where I'm coming from. But the reality is, for all of us, we think this is running the show, what we consciously are thinking, but it's not. We're only conscious 5% of the time. What is truly driving us is our unconscious programming and the patterns, The stories that we tell ourselves, and we're not even aware of it, but goodness, it is driving it. It is what is undermining or underpinning our decisions, how we show up, how we react, the nuances in our voice, in how we assert for ourselves, our energy, and how we are felt and heard and understood. And in my experience, and again, I get to witness this, I get to every single day capture evidence as to why this is true. Because, we'll get that email, oh my God, Dr. Fee, I'm finally pregnant. And you know what? It was the month that we had that conversation where really what you helped me to realize is that I have a massive fear. I had a massive fear that my husband and I were going to decompensate after having our second child, that we were going to really struggle. We don't know how we're going to really fit that in. And it was always there, but I just wasn't paying attention to it. I was pushing it down. I was trying to focus on more nutrition, more supplements, and real strict routine, and ensuring that we're having intercourse at the right time in our cycles, and doing everything. And what I was doing was actually ignoring the niggle, the doubt, the fear that was pushing me into a state of contraction. And that's how powerful we are, guys. Because I see it time and time again when we shift that block, when our clients have their aha, their breakthrough, and they soothe that part of themselves, boom, pregnancy. Or for other women where, we really do a deep dive as to, okay, what's playing out here? If there was something within your control, if this is this unconscious program or patterning that is actually driving you and is driving this invisible barrier for you to be seen and heard and valued at work, what would it be? And shifting that, healing it and resolving it. Oh my God, Dr. Fee, you wouldn't believe it. I got that raise, that promotion came through. It's all happening faster than I ever could have expected. Or, wow, I just got a phone call out of nowhere. I've been headhunted for the most amazing, this has been on my to-do list. This has been on my bucket list for 5 years. This is my ideal job, and it has come to me in an instant. Well, the other is like, and this is what we've just experienced with one of our grads, is having a powerful breakthrough and having that sense of release. Then physically, the body has the capacity to just take care of itself and, experiencing vitality and energy like she's never had before because of one powerful conversation and breakthrough that has shifted the very things that got her sick in the first place. Guys, we do not get sick just to take more pills, to focus on diet, to keep slogging ourselves and, even making it really complicated with supplements. They work, there's a role for them, but that's not why we get sick. And it's also, that's not where our power lies. This is the beautiful flip side of it. It means that you have the power to transform who you are, how you exist, how you experience life, your relationships. You have the power to transform your health. The power is within you. You just have to sometimes take someone's hand to walk through that, to shift it, to heal it. It's often often we'll have to work with a mentor, an expert who knows what they're doing, who can really support you in the right way, because when you're in the jar, you cannot read the label. And guys, it's something that I have done for myself more than 10 years, walking a path with mentors and surrounding myself with a team, because I'm so clear that I want to show up and be my best self and play full out as a mum, as a partner, as a daughter, as a sister, as a business owner, as a transformation coach, as a team member, as a boss, all of that. And so I wanted to just share a few ways, a way to get you started, to help you powerfully with this. So listen in, okay? So number one, and this is really, really big. It's going to sound so simple, but I want you to understand that there is a nuance to this, and that is that you have to, number one, accept that this is the case, that I am the very thing that gets in my way. I know it's a big concept. I know, oh yeah, yeah. Or some people might just be dismissive. Oh yeah, I get it. And this is the reality. Most people have an awareness that the reasons why they behave this way, the reason why they push people away, the reason why they feel this way is because of that traumatic experience that happened when I was 5, because of me seeing mum and dad go through the divorce when I was 14, because of, you get it? They have an awareness, but just not really moving through from living with an awareness to truly accepting it, to truly then doing something about it. And this is just us, guys. We are human, purely by being human. Okay, we are dealing with 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day, 80% which is negative and healthy individuals. So my feeling is women with burnout, whoop, crank that right up, it's going to be much, much higher. And so once we just go, okay, I accept that I'm getting in my own way here. I accept that actually what I think I'm consciously choosing, but there is my emotions that sabotage me. Instead of going for a walk, I'm on the couch eating Tim Tams. Okay, I accept that there is a part of me that is so much more powerful and I'm trying to suppress it. And in turn, it's creating me to feel rage and I'm reacting at the kids, or it's making me to feel incredibly depleted and exhausted and putting me into bed for weeks. You got it? And once we actually accept it, then what happens is that we take our power away from it being a problem and we grow stronger. And as we grow stronger, our problems shrink. And that's a beautiful thing because now we can handle it. And in that space, guys, this is where solutions, insights, creativity, innovation, magical things can happen. So number one is to accept it and just recognize that our tendency is that we can accept it in other people, but we find it very difficult to accept it in ourselves. And I want you and I invite you to be compassionate with yourself. Especially if you're listening to me, then I know for certain that you probably have a lot of highly critical patterns because you're in a stage of burnout. And they, to me, just seem to go hand in hand. That negative self-talk, that judge, that is condemning, criticizing, judging your efforts, feeling not enough, I'm not doing enough, I'm not being enough, I'm not achieving enough. And when you start to wake up to this concept, well, what if I am truly the thing that is getting in my own way? Then we can also use acceptance of that because it's just human nature. We're driven by our unconscious programs. We don't know what we don't know. It's just the very nature of who we are. That, okay, now I can have compassion for it. And boom, you call your power back to you and you are so much more powerful in the situation. Number two is to then cultivate a sense of curiosity. What if you could have a bit of fun with this? What if healing? What if success? What if the journey? What about the waking up to who you are and exploring what it is that is actually driving me and taking me away from what it is that I consciously am choosing? What if the path of intentionally living and co-creating a life you truly love, we could just be a bit more curious with it and sprinkle a little bit of fun dust in it and magical dust where we get to enjoy it and just looking at ourselves and growing and learning. Because here's what often happens is that we will push and grind. We'll flip into, in that state of feeling like a failure and not enough, we will push into, I've got to do more. We focus on willpower. We push, more discipline. I just got to get my motivation. I just got to do more. And we grind and we push and all of that. But that only worked until you're stressed out, until you're tired, until you're out of routine. And boom, have you noticed that's when you fall back into those old patterns? Okay. And so cultivating curiosity about what is showing up in your life is how you can get insights as to what may be the invisible barrier that extends from me, that is stopping progress, that is getting in my way, that is holding me in a pattern of sickness, holding me in a pattern of isolation and feeling alone, or fear and commitment, that's holding me in a pattern of attracting all the wrong people in my life, or, you know, a sense of business like Murphy's Law. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. You know, all of that, and just be curious. And there's two great questions that you can ask. And the first one is really around what's the payoff? And so what I mean by that is, just say, for instance, you are in a stuck position in your company and you've done everything and you feel angry, or you feel undervalued, or you feel resentful. You can't shift it. Ask yourself, well, if there was a payoff, if there was a payoff for me being stuck in this level, if there was a payoff for me to hold on to this resentment, if there was a payoff for me to block my own success and abundance, if there was a payoff for me to be holding on to anger, what would that be? And just be curious. And if there was a payoff for me to not feel pregnant right now and to struggle with conception, if there was a payoff for me for us to not grow our family right now, what would that be? And just be honest, be real. Capture your fears, capture your doubts. And then the second really powerful question to ask yourself is, okay, just say I had success. Just say I received the outcome that I truly desire. What would this cost me? Is there some cost to it? Am I afraid that this is going to cost me in some way? So for instance, guys, okay, just say I fell pregnant. What's the fear? What would it cost me? What am I scared of? And just be open to it, because there might be a lot of fear around, well, I doubt that I'll be a good mum, or I don't know how I'm going to fit it in. I'm going to have to let go of my career and I don't really want to do it. Or maybe I'll put strain on my relationship with my husband and, oh my gosh, I don't want to lose him. I'm barely hanging in by a thread right now. And it's really powerful, these questions, to give you the insight that you need, because once you have insight, there's power in that. But again, that then leads us into step number 3. And step number 3 is, it's time, guys, to choose what it is that you want to be driving you and cultivate that new program. You have an awareness of what it is now. Now it's time to flip that and shift into what it is that you want, what it is that you want to believe about yourself, what is your new identity, what it is that you're choosing as a program to run your life. And guys, here's the thing. You can't just do this once and expect it to be a whole new pattern, because that's not how it works. But the good thing is that neuroplasticity is real. Every time you have a new thought, you're laying down a new neural pathway, and in turn that rewires your body. And guys, if you repeat it and have repetition, if you really get at the core of it, if you really deal with the energy that underlines it and the energetic patterns within your being, and align that with mindset, heart set, soul set work, boom, instantaneous, guys. You can have a new pattern that just completely shifts the entire trajectory of your life. It's like the block. It's like what we were seeking was seeking us, and we've got out of the way, and all of a sudden it's here. And that, my friends, is how you make life so freaking great. And it's how you can really tap into the power of healing within you, because you are that powerful. It is how you can start to really embrace, give yourself permission to get clear on what it is you want, and bring yourself into all bits of yourself into an alignment with that. It's how you can overcome challenges. And it's also keeping that in mind. It's where we can start working in rhythm with the universe, and we start to see, oh, okay, there's this challenge that's happening here at work. What is it telling me? How could this be serving me? How could this be exactly what I need, knowing that I want to get to here? And this is just coming in so that I learn about myself, so I can refine that part of myself to get me ready to, boom, be that woman who is the next level, with amazing vitality, amazing joy, love and connection, and success in your business or success in your career. So guys, honestly, this is a lot of the juice, the magic that we do. To me, it's helping women to learn how to do this themselves, which ensures that success is inevitable. because challenges are always going to keep happening. We're always going to upper limit ourselves. And what I mean by that is that we expand, we grow, and we experience a whole new level of health and love and growth in our family and all this goodness. And then what happens, of course, is that there is new areas of growth. There's new, if you think about one of the laws of nature is that it's constantly expanding. And so of the universe, we're constantly expanding. My inner universe is constantly expanding. There's new desires, there's new potential, new possibilities. And so for us, we want to learn how to do that so that the results we get are long lasting, but also this is not about an absence of fatigue. This is not about an absence of failing. This is about the infiniteness and the vitality, joy, love, because once you start looking at it, it just grows and there's more and there's more and there's more. And I think that's one of our gifts, our birthrights, is to be able to embrace and enjoy even more of that. So if you need some help with it, if you're at a point and you're like, you know what, Dr. Fee, you're talking to me. And I get exactly what you're talking about. And I have that deep sense, I'm getting in my way and I'm sick of it. Then reach out, book a call with myself, my team. And we're here to support you and have a really powerful conversation to see where you're at. We're not sure if we can help you. Of course, we have to be the right fit for this particular work. And if not, that's okay. But, obviously this opportunity to have a clarity call with us is one that I know for so many women, it can really provide a lot of clarity and help to set them on the right track. And whether that's working with us, awesome. And if not, well, then I know you're getting what you need, because that's just what the universe does. So reach out. I'll put my link beneath this so that you can click on it. There is an application form that you absolutely must complete. Because we are selective with who we talk to. And also, just from that point of view, we just want to know a bit more about you so that we can jump on and be prepared and get you the most out of our time together, because it's valuable. All right, from my heart, I'm wishing you guys all the best and blessings to get out of your own way and receive what it is that you're seeking, because remember, it's seeking you. And from my heart, take care. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. If you would like to subscribe and keep in touch, then click on my head and you'll subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to book a call with our team for an amazing life-changing experience, then click on the button beneath this, which is book a clarity session, or go to our website, findingbliss.com.au/apply, and be sure to fill out a short application form to secure the opportunity. Awesome. Stay tuned, and I look forward to seeing you on our next session. Big love.